Ladies and gentlemen, recent polls, the former president, Donald Trump, defeats our current president. And that's with virtually 100% negative media coverage, okay? We have a bank run. Banks are collapsing. We're 90 seconds to midnight, according to the Bulletin of Atomic Scientists. We have altercations with Russian jets downing drones, American drones. So we are in a objectively terrible situation, both in terms of the economy and in terms of foreign policy. Okay? They cannot stop Trump politically. They can't say their economic policies are better. They can't. We learned from the DNC emails. I used to be the biggest Bernie Sanders booster on the internet, according to the Huffington Post. I was the unofficial scribe of Sanders' most hardcore voters, according to the Washington Post. We had record low poverty with Trump in 2019. Everybody who uses the word justice, when the word justice comes out of your mouth, when it pertains to the economy, should love Trump. Every demographic had the highest household median income ever. Go to the St. Louis Fed and you could look in 2019, before society ceased to function normally because experts and Democrats and media said you can't go out and even get a coffee, but there was a bank run on toilet paper. We had a great economy with Trump in 2019. And you can say, well, he printed money and he did this and it was his fault. Like, no, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. That wasn't his fault. They can't get him. Andrew Cuomo, Pelosi, and you're wrong, Dr. Rand, said the same things as Trump. So we can get into that. But Trump wanted to open up the economy in March of 2020. They said, no, it's too soon. Defying experts. They're going to indict him. NBC News. Law enforcement agencies are prepping for a possible Trump indictment as early as next week. Multiple agencies are discussing the potential plans for in and around the Manhattan criminal court case. Manhattan criminal court in case Trump is charged in connection with alleged hush money payment to Stormy Daniels. They're going to charge him probably next week or the week after. It's going to be very soon. They can't stop him. So I know that some of my viewers are going to just roll their eyes. Never going to happen. Oh my God, who cares? And I agree with you. It's actually going to help Trump in the long run. Because every time they try desperately to bend and twist the rule of law just to encircle Trump, because they can't stand the man. The stupidest people on the planet, or I should say, the people who have allowed their emotions to get the better of them, think that Trump is a menace to democracy. Okay. These are the same people who think George W. Bush, not that bad. Trump brought home Americans with the Doha Agreement. Bush and Biden and others sent them there for 20 years. Trump never committed a crime. Hunter, we know from James Comer and the New York Post, there are felonies that Joe was a part of. Felonies, okay? This is a campaign finance violation that can be viewed as a criminal campaign finance violation. So it actually could be viewed as that. They could try their best to prosecute, and they could convict Trump. They could try to convict Trump. I don't think they will, primarily because all he has to do is say, I paid that money so my wife or family would know. Then it's no longer a campaign finance violation. Okay, we'll get to that in a moment, but hit subscribe to this channel. I'll have a live stream on this today. We will talk about this. Live stream will probably be around 5 p.m. Pacific or so. So 5:30. Now, I definitely will have a live stream, but this is an important issue. I mean, look, NBC New York. New York security preps underway for possible Trump indictment as soon as next week. That's another article. Looming charges. So they can't stop him. They're going to indict Trump. It's going to be on the Stormy issue because of the money transfer. Okay? Hit subscribe to this channel. Go to hagoodman.com to read my writing on The Hill, The Huffington Post, Salon, The Jerusalem Post, The Federalist, and other publications. Become part of a newsletter there. To my Patreon. If you want to support my work long-term, if you enjoy my work long-term, my Patreon is below. Your support is greatly appreciated. The super thanks is below next to the like and the share buttons. But hit subscribe and share this everywhere because it's very important. They couldn't get Trump on being a Russian operative. He didn't work for the Kremlin. That was literally made up and fabricated, okay? But it produced thousands upon thousands upon thousands of public relations articles in the Washington Post and all these Times and all these other publications. Okay, New Yorker, New York Magazine, Atlantic, Vanity Fair, Esquire, Rolling Stone. It's a public relations monstrosity. CNN, MSNBC, obviously. He didn't work with the Kremlin. He didn't have any tax issues, okay? Because every billionaire in New York has the same, runs with the same accounting firms. So he didn't go and, let's see, what else did they try to get? He didn't pressure anyone in Georgia, okay? Can't just look at he didn't even pressure his first impeachment. That was the president of that country being invaded. Now we're 90 seconds to midnight, according to the Bulletin of Atomic Scientists. It's a 1-year invasion. It wouldn't have happened with Trump. The world is worse off without Trump, but you can't. When you tell somebody, hey, he's the less militant. Oh, Biden brought home Americans. No. It was Trump that negotiated the Doha Agreement that forced Biden to do something. Hey, he brought him home. Everything has to be relative because Trump's personality must be this grandiose, big issue that you have to circumvent all the time. You have to deal with 90 seconds to midnight. You have to deal with record low. We have inflation through the roof. Real wages are down. Real wages were up with Trump. But maybe it's Trump's personality. So there you deal with real wages down now. It just happened. It's like they can't. It is such a menacing prospect to deal with Trump tweeting or Trump in the Oval Office again. It's such a nightmarish possibility that ICBM's above is fine, no problem. It'll never happen anyway, but even if it does, it's like, So, of course they're going to indict him. But the issue is, within that statute, within the legal, within the statute for the campaign finance violation, he did pay to ensure that she wouldn't talk about it during 2016, but it was 13 days to November. He wouldn't have lost to Clinton because of this. Okay, not going to lose because you've had a romantic relationship or a salacious relationship, whatever, with a beautiful actress, let's just say. Okay, if anything's going to help him throughout the country, because the entire planet will know they're just trying to get him. Okay, it's not justice. These are Democrats in New York they've been desperate for 7 years. Okay, they're going to get him on this. Or they're going to indict him. They won't be able to convict him, but you never know because you have a jury of people. They're going to get a jury of only Democratic donors. It's like, so you never possibly could. But see, again, the issue is that the statute states, the FEC didn't even want to vote to call this a violation. The statute states that if you wanted to make sure that if you paid the money to silence the story, because now you have other you have I think the Inquirer and all that part of this also. But if you wanted to silence the story just for personal embarrassment, to prevent personal embarrassment, then you could have done so. The problem is that he hasn't acknowledged he paid. Of course he did. So, Michael Cohen, Stormy, all of these people will be back, and it'll be endless coverage, and they can pontificate about morality as they wish, Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton back into the Oval Office. Because I think Hillary Clinton will be the 24 nominee. Give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe to this channel right now. Be here for the live stream today. Very important live stream. Thank you.